Oh my gosh, it's happening. The Boston Celtics are going to become NBA champions without a signature moment from Jason Tatum. Oh, Jaylen Brown's clearly their best player now. It doesn't matter what Jason Kidd says. We all know it's true. They're going to win. They've defeated a Jimmy Butler-less Miami Heat, a Donovan Mitchell-less Cleveland Cavaliers, a Tyrese Halliburton-less Indiana Pacers. History will forget the path they've taken. They will become another banner raised that will count towards their incredible number. It doesn't matter that they played against essentially plumbers out there. And this is 2024. Who can stop them, Luka? He complains too much to the refs. This is a nightmare. The Celtics validated without any signature moments, without any challenges. How can this be? Someone please stop this. Oh, this is my hoops nightmare. No. What up, you fan Lebetardians? You feeling the drama? Psych. There's no drama in these NBA finals, but it's the Fan Lebitard Show with Nasty Nate. What up, the fastest growing Dan Lebitard Show fan YouTube channel. And we're back. We're out here. Let me adjust my lighting here because I was just having a little bit of a nightmare with the Boston Celtics here. Oop, too bright, too bright. There we go. They're going to do it, folks. They're going to become NBA champions. Up 3-0 on the Mavs. Luka complaining too much, losing his composure. How can this happen? This is a nightmare. You all have, I'm guessing, sports nightmares or like the things that you want to see the least happen. Well, I'd give them the championship if they had a signature moment. But as of yet, I can't think of a signature moment where you're like, yeah, great, deserving play this season towards the championship. And, you know, maybe this journey isn't just about this season for the Boston Celtics. I don't know. Maybe it's their entire journey of the last couple seasons, because it's not like they didn't have failure. This Celtics team has certainly failed a lot. Polish off some of my spicy marg there. Lime jalapeno. Yum. They've definitely failed, so I guess maybe this is a multi-season journey as it is for many teams and many champions. But it does feel hollow, and I know this is coming from a Toronto Raptors fan where we got our championship versus a depleted Golden State dynasty that was running on fumes and injured. But we had our signature moments. All right, Kawhi Leonard, the shot, that's an all-time moment. There's no all-time moments. This is just going to be an anonymous, or I don't know what. It's not anonymous, obviously, but I don't know. There's going to be some, I can't think of the word. It's failed me, but it's just going to be some banner hanging up. Some ubiquitous, maybe? Is that the word I'm looking for? I don't think so. I don't think that's right. A ubiquitous banner hanging in Boston's. So it's just going to be another banner. Nothing special. Hey, remember when we got so good? I mean, now we're going to have all these coaches telling us that they watch The Town a bunch because they're all going to try and replicate Joe Mazzulla. But maybe this team's going to flame out and they'll get their comeuppance in another season. I don't know. Disappointed that the Mavericks couldn't have made this more of a series. And honestly, Luka, bro, you got to keep your composure. Windy let that dude have it, you know? And maybe this isn't the Celtics championship journey. Maybe this is Luka's journey to a championship, him learning how to become a champion, because he has not done what's needed. And it kind of shows you how thin the margin is for success if you want to be an NBA champion if you don't have a complete team. And the margin is as thin as Luka. You lost your composure when you got down big in the fourth quarter and made a couple stupid fouls. You know, Amin, he interviewed Jason Kidd, asked him about foul number 5. I want to talk about foul number 4, right? The one where I think it's Pritchard dribbling the ball up, and Luka clearly is just all over him, and it just looked like he was frustrated, and he knew he was going to foul him and just try to get the ball and force the refs to get a foul. That was a stupid, unnecessary foul on his part that he didn't need to do, and that got him to 4, and then all of a sudden, boom, boom, 2 more fouls, and he's done. But that's how thin the margin is if you want to be a champion. You can't lose your composure, get frustrated, and make a stupid foul trying to steal the ball poorly, by the way, from Sam Pritchard. So, Luka, you got to be better. Will he listen? Will he change? I don't know. Sounds like some people have talked to him, but he has not wanted to listen. And now the Boston Celtics knocking on a championship, tying the Lakers for all-time championship wins by... it's a really good team. They've done everything that's needed. It's just I'm trying to rack my brain for a previous finals run that I've experienced as a fan that's similar to this. And I can't think of it something like this where someone's had such an easy path where literally every single round they faced injury, and then the Mavs are healthy enough is the thing. So I guess they're demolishing this Mavs team, but they've come through the West, which again is still I'm falling apart on my words here. It's too strong of a spicy marg. It's an obstacle course, okay? I want to say dreadnought, but that's not correct. It's not a dreadnought. All right, it's not a juggernaut. It's an obstacle course. It's grueling. It's a grind to get through, and they are worn out, but they're healthy enough to compete, and they just haven't. Kyrie did not play well enough, and Luka, you blew it. Your team actually made a run and had a shot at taking the lead back in the end, but you weren't there because you lost your composure. Get it together. I like Luka. I hope he continues to improve. He's a really fun player to watch, but honestly, watching him this series, it's kind of made me like him a little bit less. And hot take here, folks. Oh, how hot do I want to go with this? Oh, hot take alert. Wee, 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 hot take alert. Luka's not going to win a championship. Is that as hot as I want to go, or do I want to go Luka's not going to win a championship with the Mavericks? Because it's the new ownership now. Are people going to pursue getting a ring? I mean, Pablo Torre talked about that. They're obviously going to want to keep Luka. I just, you made it. How many, it was really hard for them to get through the West. And again, the West is a gauntlet. There's the word. The Western Conference is a gauntlet that people just have to go through so much, that who knows if you'll get back there again. I mean, just look at the Denver Nuggets who fell short this season as returning champs. There's just so many people that are in there that it's hard to imagine that, is it going to be easy for Luka to even get back to a championship? No, it's not going to be easy. And he's still on an upward trend, but is Kyrie on an upward trend? Is other people on that team on an upward trend? And will Luka learn and listen from this? Because, Amin's awfully hard on Zion and his weight, but Luka's clearly not in as great a physical shape as other basketball players and taking care of himself as well as other NBA athletes. So It's like, you made it this far. Is he going to just end up being this? And that's it. And this is his beginning of his James Harden journey. Did I say that? Luka Doncic is the white James Harden. Oh my gosh, he's going to grow a big beard and he's never going to win a championship. I don't know. But you know what? I'm stamping it. I'm going to say he's never winning a championship. Yep. He blew it. This was your one chance to get that championship. And you're not going to make it back because it's really, really hard. Ask the Boston Celtics about that. And they've created a team that's really, really good and capitalized on some unfortunate injuries, but is still a really good, talented, well put together team that I guess is a deserving championship if they can get that last final win. But speaking of other finals, there's something else happening that's not a nightmare, but more of a dream, a puck dream. Those Florida Panthers win Game 3 versus the Edmonton Oilers 4-3. Got a little exciting there in that third period. It was 1-0 Panthers after 1. And then Edmonton ties it up beginning of the second period, but then boom, boom, boom. Panthers drop 3 more goals on them in the second period, 4-1. But Connor McDavid, I mean, I thought he didn't have a goal, but I thought actually he played well. I mean, that dude, you watch him play, and it's just clear he moves differently than everybody else out there. He's faster. Seems like he's in more, control of his skates, but you notice when it's Connor McDavid with the puck, and he got 2 assists. He set up another one late that could have been the equalizer, get it to 4-4 and possibly overtime. But Bobby, that a boy, Bobby Bobrovsky, he's just saving everything. And your Florida Panthers are also 1 win away. And it's been fun to watch this team. I'm, as a fan of the Le Batard show, I personally I've started to root for like all the teams that they root for, and I think the Florida Panthers team is probably the one that most of the fans root for alongside the show as well. And it looks like they're gonna do it, become NHL champions. In the live show, Roy said he's not gonna cry, but I think he's gonna cry. It even sounded like he got a little bit emotional later in the live show that they had on after the Game 3 win. So another alert, hot take alert. Nasty Nate says, Roy Bellamy, you're going to cry, bro, when they win that Stanley Cup. If they win that Stanley Cup. But they're going to win that Stanley Cup. Vamos Gatos. And it's been entertaining having NBA, NHL, all these things happening. I think sometimes forget how entertaining this time of the year is with sports. Honestly, is it better than the football playoffs? And who can forget, you also got the UFL championship, huh? I mean, whatever. I have not invested in that as much as I did the XFL last year, but it's also there. It's happening, right? But Battlehawks fall short again. Sorry, AJ McCarron. Just can't get it done. Should the Battlehawks move on from AJ McCarron? That's something to discuss. Hot take alert. Nasty Nate says AJ McCarron, he's never going to win a UFL title. Ever. You heard it here. He doesn't have what it takes. Sorry, AJ. Maybe you got to go back to the NFL. Hold the clipboard a little bit longer. I hesitated there. That felt mean. I didn't want to say it because I love actually his story of going so his kids could watch him play, and I didn't want to roast him like that, but I did it. Oh, so many entertaining things happening. I'm now in my summer break. Going to go on vacation next week, so I don't know if there's going to be an episode, so I'm throwing together this one. It's me, solo, here, and I wanted to talk about entertainment because that's a little bit of what I've been doing, just entertaining myself. Been a little bit busy again with the kids, but once they go to bed, try to watch a TV show here or there. I actually ended up catching a movie the other night after the kids went to bed. I went out and I saw Mad Max Furiosa. Thought it was really good, entertaining, but it's just, the only thing that's really holding it back is it's got Fury Road to live up to, and Fury Road is one of the all-time great action movies. Just full throttle, feels nonstop, incredible action movie. And Mad Max Furiosa is not that. It's a slower movie, much slower movie, but has big, huge, long, incredible set action sequences as well, but not quite as good as Fury Road. And I think for me, what ends up is the character development, even though I don't know, it was very well done. I enjoyed the movie, but I think what prevents it from being as good as Fury Road is character development. Like when it finally gets to the end with, Furiosa, I didn't understand or buy really 100% of what they were going for with Dementis and what he's saying to her. I'm not going to get into everything he says to her, but I feel like that's where the movie failed. It was fine that it was slower. And I say failed, I'd still rate it like good. I'd give it like 3.5 stars out of 5 on Letterboxd. I'm on Letterboxd too, shout out Letterboxd. Mike Ryan's doing it, I'm going to hop on and do it too. So 3.5 stars. I don't know. Haven't decided yet, but I think that's where it could have been higher. Cause again, the set pieces for it are still really amazing action sequences that are good. But I rewatched Mad Max Fury Road after, and just, the action there, even better. And the character development, you don't have anything that brings as much emotional weight as, Nicholas Hoult, War Boy, sacrificing himself, the changing of Witness Me, Mad Max and Furiosa, and their development throughout that. Like when you get to the end, it builds up to it, but you're waiting for that final revelation of her and Dementis, and just the way those two characters interact and what he says about her. I'm like, I didn't buy all of that. So I don't know, maybe that's not interesting with me without getting into specifics. So maybe spoiler alert real quick. Spoiler alert. In the end, she gets with Dementis, and Dementis kind of has this view of like, you're just like me. And I just didn't get that, because she cleared, like, what is the terrible, awful things that she's done? I just didn't see that in the movie, of her doing these terrible, awful things and being someone who is disconnected. So I didn't buy that whole thing from her trying to paint her as that character. Like, she's just this girl trying to get back to the place where she was taken from. So anyway, there's that. And speaking of other entertainment, Darth Amin, Corn Puzzle, they talk about it. The Acolyte, I've been watching it too. I watch all things Star Wars, but I'm not a big Star Wars fan. I guess I don't watch all things. Like, I don't watch Clone Wars and all the animated stuff. Never got into that, and just feels like a lot to watch. But all the live action, new miniseries movies, I like to watch Star Wars stuff. I enjoy it. I enjoy the sci-fi, and was excited for The Acolyte. Again, it seems like it got review bombed, but they talked about the most recent episode 3, Amin seemed like he was down on the show, and so was Maze, and I agree. Like, episode 3 was disappointing of The Acolyte, and the fact that, first 2 episodes, it's interesting, intriguing. They're going to go back in time to show you what happened between May and Osha and her character, and boom, episode 3, flashback. But it's a flashback that's so clearly one-sided, and May's pointed out, like, this is obviously a flashback told from, spoiler alert, Osha's point of view only. Like, there's no way May lighting the notebook, which is just ridiculous. Like, I'll make you say I'm going to kill. Boy, that escalated fast, right? Spoiler alert. Sorry, I said the spoiler alert after. If you haven't listened, this is me throwing in another alert. Gonna plug that in. So you get this flashback, you think, oh wow, are they already gonna like resolve some of my big questions about the show here? No, it's done in a way that doesn't, like, that was what Amin was so frustrated about in the most recent episode of Rule of Two, is it doesn't make any sense, right? If that is the flashback, and it was Maze who pointed out to him, like, this is clearly a one-sided flashback, which I'm surprised if Amin didn't realize that himself, because I saw it, I'm like, this is clearly like told from only one person's point of view, and they're clearly going to have to come back to this, because it makes no sense at all that the way this is portrayed, like, why would the Jedi feel so bad about this? Why would that one guy drink the poison and kill himself if this is what happened? Like, obviously there's more to be told, and it's just done. Oh, it's like, I still like kind of like the show. I wouldn't go as far as to say it's awful, but it's frustrating to watch it and see, like, it's so poorly done, because me as a watcher, like, it's a wasted episode, right? You've given me something. I know you're going to have to come back, because you've told me something that you didn't do anything to resolving my questions, because I know there's more to the story that's told, another perspective for me to see. So I know that's coming. So when it does come, I'm not going to be surprised by it at all. I'm just annoyed that I'm going to have to wait more for it, and I'm wondering, like, how long am I going to have to wait? Is it going to be a whole other, like, flashback episode? Is there going to be another? Are you going to spend 2 episodes flashing back? Like, it just feels really poorly done, because it's so obvious that this is not the full story to what happened. So we're going to have to come back here, yet I want the story to move forward. So if I had to guess, 8-episode season, they're not going to flashback. They got to now catch up with the future story. We're probably going to have episodes 4 and 5 move us forward in the present time. And I bet part of episode 6 will resolve this whole flashback, and we'll get another perspective and see, like, ooh, the Jedi did do some shady stuff here. And 7 and 8 will be Osha wrestling with learning that. So just, me entertaining myself there, talking about some entertainment stuff. Wish the show would be better. Honestly, Disney Plus was excited when it was first announced, but overall, like, Disney, have you dropped the ball? Came out kind of with a bang with WandaVision, which had a lot of buzz, had people talking, but Marvel, have any of those series been, like, top notch? Like, Loki's okay. I would say I enjoyed Loki, but would I say it's amazing? Like, I don't know. I don't think so. Not amazing. I don't think any Marvel series has been, oh my gosh, so good. Like, have to see it. But, I mean, ultimately, you kind of do have to see it if you want to keep up with all the movies. And the best thing Disney Plus has done out of all this is Andor. which was really, 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 really good, and nothing else comes close to it. Andor was one of the best TV shows of the 2020s, I'd say. It was that good. But overall, Disney Plus, you've kind of dropped the ball here. And honestly, I've been watching other shows too. I could talk about Dark Matter and how that show, I'm like, oh, that's slow, but which maybe gets me into a bigger thing. Rotten Tomatoes, are you suspect, bro? Rotten Tomatoes out here, like even for Dark Matter, it's like, I don't know. I'm not going to bother to look it up. It's like 80-something% fresh or whatever, like certified fresh. But even in its like critics' consensus, it's declared fresh, but there's like, it's being nagged in by the critics. Like, it's a sticky for fans of sci-fi. They'll find it sticks with them, even if its story doesn't quite meet its runtime or whatever, which is basically like the story drags, which is like, okay, so how fresh is this show? And The Acolyte too, it's like 80, maybe even 90%. I think it's 86% certified fresh. I think I still enjoy the show. I am very frustrated and disappointed by episode 3. I wouldn't in any way declare it rotten or fresh at this point, but yeah, maybe that's part of the problem. Is so many of these, at least for TV shows in particular, because let me tell you, I've been trying to get into a TV show that's just gonna pull me in and get me excited, but I have not been able to find that TV show recently. I've watched some decent stuff. Ugh, sugar. How could you have that twist? Oh my gosh. But there's just nothing that's really like sucked me in. I love a good show that gives me some good mystery to make me think, some really good character development, and it's been a while. You know, I think the last TV show where I'd say like every single episode I'm watching it, I'm just, blown away, enjoying it, top tier is Better Call Saul, is still last time Better Call Saul. But Rotten Tomatoes out here, so many of the times you read their critic reviews and you're just like, the review sounds negative, and yet it's like majority fresh. Like Rotten Tomatoes, you gotta start to work on this. It's a good thing there's a podcast like Cinephobe that tells me whether or not certain movies 40% or lower got a fair shake. Thanks to Cinephobe, I've been finding out a little bit more of what to trust. But Rotten Tomatoes, I'm starting to feel like you're not always honest, and it's frustrating. And I think I've reached the end of what I've got. So Nasty Nate out. See you soon, hopefully. Fan Levitard Show. Rate, review, subscribe, do all that. Keep us the fastest growing Dan Levitard Show fan YouTube channel. Thanks, everybody.